This is our recording on Australian wheat history. The first fleet had brought several types of grain with them, not knowing what might grow successfully in the new country, and the gardens were set up to farm these grains experimentally. Wheat was used to make foods like bread.
The first crop of Australian wheat was sown at Botanic Gardens in Sydney shortly after the arrival of the colonists in January 1788. The industry had its beginnings over 200 years ago, when Governor Phillip, realising the need to make the colony self-sufficient in food, instigated farming operations on 9 acres of land at Farm Cove, but it was too sandy to support crops. So in November 1788, he established a 40-acre government farm at Parramatta. Governor Phillip also enabled ex-convicts to own their own farms, with his farm at Parramatta called Experiment Farm. James Roos was the first and best known of these ex-convict farmers.
Among the settlers coming to Australia, along came my great-great-great-great-grandfather. He settled it in Bullock, North Barrenjoey, where I live. Now my great-great-grandfather had a pretty good story behind him, including some wheat smuggling and a lot of chopping down trees. It all began in 1850, when wheat was just starting to be experimented in Australia. He had heard Australia was good wheat country and had smuggled in some wheat seeds, or grains, I don't know. He planted them in a forest, using the trees on the border to hide it, and was the first person to plant wheat in the area. Today, wheat is the staple food for almost half of the world's population, and is one of the most important commodities produced by the Australian agriculture industry. In 2003, almost 30,000 farmers in Australia grew wheat, using half of the agricultural land dedicated to cropping.